Zach Reimer of Bleacher Report projecting MLB's 10 biggest nightmare contracts by 2027. Should I just start with my gripe right from the jump? I want to go down to Cory Seager, okay?
Cory Seager, they won a World Series. It was worth it.
Done.
Don't care.
I don't care.
Don't care. The Rangers don't care. They won their first World Series ever.
Not to mention,
Doesn't
they're
matter.
like, by 2027, he's going to be 33 years old, and he'll still have 5 years, $157.5 million left. Let me explain a few
33 is not that old.
33 is not that old. Cory Seager's a big dude. I think he'll hold up. I know he's had injuries throughout his career.
He can move positions.
He can move positions.
That dude's going to be able to hit until he's 100.
Right. He's shown no signs of decline when he's on the field. Dude is a stud every year. And wait for it, and I know this is probably not factored into the exercise that they went through. Contracts are given for a longer length of time because the player's worth more than what he's actually getting at the front end of the deal and worth less sometimes than the back end. So that's how you stretch out the money to make an average annual value healthy enough for a team to not have to pay as much of a tax on the luxury tax payroll. That probably did not make sense to some people, but basically MLB has a soft salary cap, and the way to avoid that, or at least temper that a little bit, is to give out longer deals. So if you want to look at Seager's deal and say, oh, that looks crazy at the back end, that helps to explain it. But again, I actually still think he's going to be very valuable in 2027 at 33 years old. So that one pissed me off. But mission accomplished, you've gotten my attention.
True. You did.
What else?
It was easy
on here.
Aaron Nola, I disagree. That it's, he's got, after 2027, he's going to be 34. He's got 4 years, 90. Aaron Nola's not a power guy. He'll still be, he's like Charlie Morton to me. He can always flip up the curveball. He's more of a sinker curveball kind of guy. So to me, I don't think that's under $25 million a year. That's not, plus he's being rewarded for the work he put in when Kratz was there in 2015, 2016 when they sucked and he was the guy, right? So I have that's one I don't have a problem with. Willie Adamas, too early to tell. You don't know how he's going to age.
And he's going to be 31 in
31. He's not 41. And then Brian Reynolds. This is an interesting one to me. 4 years, $63 million. He's only going to be. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates, they had to sign that contract. So it's not going to be a bad contract for them because they had to sign that deal to give their franchise and their fans a little bit of hope. Now, it hasn't worked out, but they had to sign somebody at some point.
That's 15 and change a year.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
I'm struggling here. I feel like if I did my own homework.
Some of these are not. Some of these to me just don't work.
Yeah, I could come up with more scary deals here. These deals are not that intimidating. Kratz, am I missing something?
No, and that's the one, to me, that's the one I was going to talk about. You talk about when do position players start aging? We started seeing it with Nolan Arenado. We started seeing it with Paul Goldschmidt at age 35, 36 in that realm. Brian Reynolds isn't even going to be there. 32 years old, you're still technically, even analytically, in your prime. So to me, at $15.75 million, that's what it is for the rest of his contract from 27 on. That is to me, it's a bargain because you're talking about a guy who's a switch hitter. It takes switch hitters a little bit longer. They start learning how to hit more. He's always going to have an advantage. So I completely disagree with this one. I kind of disagree with the Aaron Nola one because that dude just knows how to stay on the field. And the separator is what AJ said, that curveball. The curveball always keeps you in counts. Look at what Wainwright did for a long time. And Aaron Nola's not even going to be Wainwright's age by the time that contract's over. So I would say, one, Brian Reynolds, I completely disagree with him saying it's a nightmare of a contract. And two, second place, Aaron Nola.
You want to make a case for Trout based on him not staying on the field? I'm fine with that. By 2027, he's 35. He's got 4 years, 148.5 left. Just based on the health. Okay. You want to make that case? That one's fine. Here's the one that stands out the most to me. But again, the money was stretched out. But even with that, I'm like, this contract was cray-cray. 7 years, 178 left by 2027 for 34-year-old Xander Bogaerts at that point. That one's not going to look pretty. That's the one.
Bogaerts.
That's the one. Trey Turner at 34 in 2027. He is a legs guy. You always look back at players whose best tool is their speed and see how they age. It almost never works out well. Again, Trey was signed over a longer period of time to stretch out the average annual value, but still, by 2027, he'll have 7 years, $191 million left. Those are the ones that you can look at and say, okay, this is getting a little wild. Bogaerts is the one, though. Is he number one on the list? I think he should be number one. Because I think he caught, we talked about this, we just talked about the Padres earlier. I think he caught an owner that was just going wild, who was not in good health, and said, let me just try and throw the best team I can together. And what do I have available in the marketplace? He also offered some big money to some other players. They turned it down. And he's like, all right, who's next up on the list? Let's do it.
Yeah. I
think Bogaerts thought that crazy.
But I also think if you look at Manny Machado, he turns 34. He's got 7 years, almost $300 million left on that contract.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already starting to break down a little bit playing third base. So he's basically, if he can't play third base, I got to move him to first, I guess. I don't know. He's going to be, that's a lot. I mean, Aaron Judge, he's going to be 35. He's got 200 left, 5 years. I mean, he can be the DH because Stanton will be gone. Plus, he's Aaron Judge, so they love him.
He might even play first
the
in the
Turner
future.
one to me, and he's also got Max Fried on here, but it's what Scott said. You pay for the length of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
They added extra years. To me, the two on here are the Padres, the Bogaerts, and I love Xander and Manny, because of the amount of money and the years you have after. And Xander's already had to move positions from short to second. You can't have two first basemen.
The difference for me, I mean, Machado's a superstar. Bogaerts maybe at one point was. Right now, he's not playing like a superstar, not the bat. I don't know. I think those players are in a very different weight class in terms of their bat and how they'll age. That's me. But
what about, like someone in the chat said,
what? Who are we missing?
Chris Bryant, but he's not. His contract is, how many more years does he have on his contract? He's
might
almost
be
up,
done or close to done by then. I mean, he's still got several years left.
That's 3 years from now, 25, 26, 27.
That's why it's tougher, because you look, there's some other ugly contracts, but like Rendon, that's done by the time we get there. Here's my problem with grocery shopping. I don't want to waste precious time in life making the trip to the store, and I've got food allergies that make my in-person experience even more of a challenge. Those problems are now gone. Introducing Hungry Root to the FT fam.
Now we can all be bougie with our own personal shopper to handle the food shopping, including recs based on what you're looking to put in your body.
Just say, hey, Hungry Root, here's what I'm looking for, and they load up your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recs keep evolving as they learn about what you're into.
You're going to love Hungry Root as much as FT does. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/FT and use code FT. That's hungryroot.com/FT, code FT to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/FT, code FT. Get after it, FT fam.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.